I have shared you the screen as well, so let's go through one by one. So as per your list, it's the third one we need to discuss first. Right. So the third one says, which of the following is direct function carried out as part of memory management in an operating system? So it is a direct function that they are asking. So like there are two major functions, which is the providing user interfaces, and the other one is managing the resources. So under the managing resources, there are like memory management, process management, input output device management, and network management, right? Security management, or the providing security, those kind of things are there, right? So in the third one, they are calling releasing memory when a task is completed, right? That is regarding the memory management. So you can go with the answer, which is the first one. Accessing the hard disk? No. Accessing hard disk is not a operation of an what you call the direct operation of an operating system. Organizing files and folders, right? Hold on, are they asking? Yeah, direct function. Yeah, organizing files and folders, like providing files and folders, specifically folders, not the files, right? Files are made by the like the relevant softwares, right? So to organize files in the folders, it is us who are involved in, right? Providing the folder structure is something which is given by the operating system, right? Managing devices, and when it comes to the input output devices, we can say it is as like, okay, let's see what's the answer script says. For the third one, it is the first one, right? They may have stick with the what you call the direct function, right? Managing devices කියන එකත් අපිට අරගන්න පුළුවන් as a direct function. Yeah, releasing memory when the task is completed, it is a very direct one. Managing devices කියන තැනට ආවත්, still we are talking about managing input and output devices. So මෙතන මේගොල්ලෝ devices කියන වචනයට විතරක් තනි වෙලා ඉන්න නිසා ගොඩක් දුරට ඒක වඩා හොඳ උත්තරයක් කියලා යන්නේ නැතුව, first one we can take it as a like much appropriate one, right? Although like it's not good to have that kind of questions, right? Okay, the fourth one, which of the following is approximately equivalent to the 1 terabyte? Approximately equivalent, right? This copy of mine is not very clear, right? I hope you got your paper with you, right? Which of the following is approximately equivalent to 1 terabyte? Now, only thing that we need to do is write the journey from like 1 terabyte to here. They have given megabyte, gigabytes, kilobytes, and bytes. The only thing is they are asking approximately equivalent one. And here they have given the what you call the powers in 10 to the powers they have provided, not 2 to the powers. So what we know so far is like 1024 is the factor in lot of cases. Let's write it from terabyte to since they have gone for byte, happy byte වෙන කම්ම ලියමු. So terabyte to gigabyte, gigabyte to megabyte, megabyte to kilobyte, kilobyte to byte, right? This is going to be our journey. So they're asking 1 terabyte, so it is 1 over here. Right? So 1 terabyte So from terabyte to gigabyte, you need how many? 2 to the power 10, which means 1024. Since they are talking this particular math in 10 to the powers, like 1024 can be approximately equal, right? Approximately equals to 1000, which means 10 to the power 3, right? So it's going to be 2 to the power 10 gigabytes. In other words, 10 to the power 3 gigabytes approximately, right? But here it says 10 to the power 6 gigabytes. So because of this particular answer is wrong. And when it comes to the megabytes, we need another 2 to the power 10. So in other words, we need another 10 to the power 3, right? So in that case, we can find 2 to the power 20 megabytes, or else 10 to the power 6 megabytes. So here with 10 to the power 6, the megabyte stays. So this is going to be the correct answer. Not 10 to the power 6 kilobytes. If it is close to the kilobytes, it's going to be another 2 to the power 10. So here it's going to be 10 to the power 3. So approximately it's 10 to the power 9, right? When it comes to the bytes, it should have another 2 to the power 10. That means 2 to the power 40, or in other words, another 10 to the power 3. That means 10 to the power 12 altogether, right? So therefore, these two places are wrong. This particular one is correct. All right. Terunada, you all got this thing? Right, great. All right, moving forward, the sixth one. Consider the following logic circuit diagram. Which of the following is equivalent to the above logic circuit? Yeah, now this is simple. So like there is a NOT gate in front of the OR gate. So this creates a NOR gate. So NOR gate, this is the symbol for the NOR gate, right? So not the AND, definitely not the AND, definitely not the NAND, right? Not even this as well, right? So this is a direct one. අපි NOR gate එක හදනකොට කතා කරන්නේ ওই concept එක. NOT gates are connected in front of the other basic gates. So the combinational gates are created, right? So for the sixth one, it's the second one. Right. Moving to the ninth question. Consider the following statement related to a table created using word processing software. Okay. It is possible to format. So what they're asking is they're asking for the correct one. It is possible to format the text in the table. Yes, you can do that. Word in a column of a table can be arranged in alphabetical order. Yes, there is sorting facility. So you can arrange it in alphabetical order. Numbers in a column of a table can be added together. Now, it's like this. Adding and all these things are carried out inside a spreadsheet software. So generally, this is a wrong one, right? So it should be B and C, so A and B only. But in the marking scheme, I remember they have gone for two answers. Yeah, 1 and 4, right? So you can go either 1 or 4. But again, if they are saying A, B, C all correct, should be 2 and 3 also should be a correct one, like A and C and B and C, if the A and B is given as the correct answer, right? So according to me, it's a all correct answer. But in the marking scheme, it says 1 or 4, right? So you can go for either of the answers. 17th. Yeah, here we go. There is a suggestion to introduce a new online system to replace the current manual system to apply for scrutiny of result of GCE O-level examination. This is talking about recorrections, right? Consider the following statement related to this suggestion. This is a tricky question. I remember when I was trying this one, I was tricked as well. The proposed system will improve the efficiency of the re-scrutiny process. Yes, so like if the re-scrutiny process takes months to do this, with the online system, it should increase the efficiency. That's why the system is there, right? So it will increase the efficiency. The proposed system will improve the accuracy of outcome of the re-scrutiny process. Now, this is the point you are getting tricked. They are talking about the outcome, but in the question they are talking about replace the current manual system to apply for re-scrutiny, right? So apply does not means the outcome. Outcome is like the output of the applied the results of the applied students, right? For this re-scrutiny will be the outcome. So outcome accuracy cannot be managed with the applying process, or like the system which inserted to the applying process. Indirectly it will do, but if we take overall, it's not going to do your job. So this one is not correct. The proposed system will have negative impact on the candidates who do not have access to the internet, definitely, because this is an online system. So the student who don't have uh, internet will get a negative effect. So it is correct. So the answer is going to be A and C. Right, moving forward. And you know the rules, people. If you need to disturb me, you can disturb me, right? And moving forward, the 19th question. Consider the following HTML code segment. Yes, so they are asking the output. What should be the output? So you can see they have used a DL, which is called a definition list, right? And there are DT, Government School in Sri Lanka, that is the definition title, right? So that should act as the title, and the definition data should be indented to the right words, and no bullets, no numbers are going to be used. So directly, because of these things, second, third, and fourth answers are disqualified. So the first answer is going to be the correct one. 20th. Consider the following software: simple text editor, word processing software, web authoring software. Which of the above softwares can be used to create an HTML document? You know, to create an HTML document, we need what? Something which can work with, or like something which we can type, a text editor, right? That is what we want. So simple text editor is a text editor, word processing software is a text editor, web authoring software, again providing text editing facility. So everything, ABC, all can be taken as the correct answer for the 20th one, right? ABC, all. Right. 22nd. Which of the following is not essential to host a website? Yes. Did we discuss this website hosting part last week, people? මොකද අපේ HTML වල අපි මිස් වෙච්ච part එකක් ඒක අපි discuss කරන්න බැරි වෙච්ච part එකක්. Did I show you the process and gave a briefing regarding this? Yes, anyone? We didn't. All right, okay, so let's go through it now. Right, let's go through it now. So some of the like the very last part of the HTML we didn't discuss about it, so we'll go through that now, so you can go for it. Right, okay. Yeah, so this is the process of hosting a website. Now hosting means what? Like make available your website to the public, right, to everyone, right? So this cycle describes the entire development process, like from the concept to the hosting, right? So let's go through this. First you have to create the concept. Concept means how you are going to create this website, what is the plan, right? And the like more overly like rather than the plan, you should have what you are, how you are going to do that. මොන විදිහටද කරන්න යන්නේ, mobile application එකක් විදිහටද, so like desktops වලට නැත්නම් PCs වලට ගැලපෙන જાතිය එකක්ද, right? ඔය විදිහේ මොන විදිහටද මේ වැඩේ කරන්න යන්නේ කියන එක, right? The concept, and what should be the topic, right? Which kind of a website is this? So what are the content that we are going to use, and what is the message, or like what is the like outcome that we are expecting from this? So that is what you call the concept. Then you are designing the website, like using the simple text editor or a web authoring tool. So you just design the website, right? Then comes the important part. You have to purchase a domain name. Now, domain name means like something like www.starlabs.lk. That's the domain of mine, right? So www.google.com. That's the domain of Google, right? So likewise, we should have that kind of a name. Now we can decide what our name is, but our name will not be always available for us to take, right? Because domain names are unique, right? Once it is given, it is given. So now no one can purchase the starlabs.lk domain because it is owned by me, right? Now in like due to some reason, if I get rid of that, domain name maintain karagan, I have to pay for the people who have provided me the domain. So if I like get rid of paying for those people, they will take my domain from me and will put into the public to purchase by someone else, right? සමහර වෙලාවට ඔබ දැන් payments අමතක වුණාම domain name එක අපිට නැති වෙලා යන අවස්ථා තියෙනවා. That is very unlucky, and it's a very big disadvantage for the people, right? එහෙම වුණාම ආයෙත් සැරයක් ඒ domain එකම සල්ලි දීලා වැඩිපුර සල්ලි දීලා ගන්න වෙන වෙලාවක් තියෙනවා, right? Okay, let me show you a place or a website where we can purchase the domains, right? So there are websites who providing this domain facility, right? One famous website is a LK domain websites, right? This LK domain registry. So register.lk, right? So here you can purchase LK domains. This is famous for purchasing LK domains. .lk කියලා තියෙන domain type එක. So we can search our domain right here, right? So if I search Star Labs, right, which is my website, see, it is given Star Labs is registered, so I can't take that. And they are suggesting some domain names, starlabs.com.lk. You can take it for $29. So $29 means like almost $30. $30 means like nearly 5,000 kind of things, right? And you can go for these kind of things: starlabs.com, starlabs.online, starlabs.in. So these are registered. Starlabs.tech is unavailable, so it says the registered part, and you can go for these, right? So likewise, you have to purchase a domain, right? And there are websites which help us to host. ඊළඟට තියෙන step එක තමයි host කරන එක. So some of these hosting websites or the hosting companies are providing domain names they say they are giving it for free, but actually it is included with their hosting charges, right? Anyway, they are like saying if you contact with us or like connect with us to host, you will be get a free domain, right? එතකොට අපිට domain එකට pay කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. We only need to pay for the host, right? So what is the host? Yes, Daniel, like GoDaddy. Yes, right? So hosting means you are going to put your HTML web pages or like your website in a place where everyone can access, right? When you are having your website in your computer, the others won't be able to access that. Neither, like when you are having your web pages in your laptop or in your PC, no one else can be accessed that, only by you, because it's your computer, right? So you have to available this to the general public. That means to everyone to get access. And for that particular purpose, we need a web server, right? So web server is a place which holds the websites or the web pages which can be accessed by everyone in the world, right? Your computer cannot be converted into a web server. Actually, it can be, but it's a very complex process, right? So you have to do a very big maintaining process to keep your website up and running, because it's not your job. Web server maintain කරන්නේ, right? So you may have many more things to do. So the attention to the web server that you are maintaining in your computer will be like disregarded in some points, right? එහෙම වුණාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? The people who are trying to access your website from anywhere in the world will have the experience. Sometimes this website is not going to work, it's not working, it's down, kind of things. So they will have this idea, okay, it's not a good site. It's always like keeping us waiting. Sometimes it is server is down. It is not accessible very much. So it's what the negative feeling will be developed in the people who are going to use your website. So because of that, we need to upload our website to a hosting service provider, right? So there are many hosting service providers. right? There are all over the world, and even in the in Sri Lanka, there are many people who are doing the hosting, and some of them are doing the hosting as their job. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ රැකියාව, ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ profession එක ඒක. So they are maintaining a computer with a very high performance things like a mainframe, and they are having the spaces which is called the server spaces for the other people to purchase. Now I have purchased a server space from someone like that, right? He's a Sri Lankan and he's maintaining a server, so he's just giving me a server space. So what I'm doing is I'm uploading my web pages, or either I can go to that server space and design my website using some softwares. So I'll do it on that particular space. Then there is a special thing called publishing when we are hosting a website. So once we publish it, that's the place where the other people can access and other people can see that thing. I'll show you my hosting space or the hosting place for you, right? For that, I need to stop share because I need to use these passwords regarding my backend or to the hosting part. So just give me a second. All right, before I logged into this, I want you to show this as well. So I have done my website using the software called Joomla. This is a web-based software. So I can give my username over here, which is the admin in this case, and my password. Then I can log into my backend or like the designing workspace of my web page. So I'm going to log into that. So I'll disabling this sharing again. Right, so now I have logged into my backend, right? Yeah, so this is the backend or like the design in space of mine, right? So this is the dashboard, which we call, we can see all the things from here. And these are the pages of mine that I am maintaining in my website. So as you can remember, so like starlabs.lk has these menus near the home, GIT, LMS, gallery, contact us, lesson recording. So though some of the those things are there, like those are called the popular articles, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll show you the place that I'm going to that I'm managing my website. So in Joomla, we are managing our web pages in a component called article, right? So like this get differs into other softwares. Like there are another very famous tool. There is another famous tool called WordPress, right? Which is again help you to build a very nice websites, right? So I'm going to the content and I'm going to see my articles, right? So now these are my articles. I have created some articles, and you can see there are correction signs and the incorrect signs, like hari saha වැරදි තියෙනවා කියලා. So it indicates the published and the unpublished states. So if I unpublish something, that won't be shown in my website, right? So ඇත්තටම අපි host කරනවා කියලා අන්තිමට කරන දේ තමයි we create an article according to the Joomla and we publish it, right? අපිට create කරලා publish නොකරොත් අපේ server එකේ, දැන් මම ඉන්නේ මගේ server එකේ store කරලා තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ video lessons කියන එක මම publish කරලා නැහැ, right? So it is there, right? මෙතන තියෙන lesson recording කියන එක මම කලින් පාවිච්චි කරේ මෙතන video lessons කියන එක. So to create the menu, I have unpublished the previous one, right? And yeah, so these kind of things are there, right? And I'll show you how the things are getting managed. Let me go to my home page, right? So this is my home page. So this is my home page, and it is a web authoring tool, right? Like we are working inside a Word, we can create. I have simply create a table and put my timetable right over here, right? So it is that easy when you know this. But again, there are some places we have to use HTML. Right now, when we are using the HTML, there is this facility called within the source code. So I can click on that, then I can see my source code, right? So I can change the source code accordingly. So මේකේ තියෙන ඔක්කොම දේවල් මම ලියපු දේවල් නෙවෙයි, right? When I am managing it, when I'm creating things in here, those are being written by that web authoring tool, right? මෙතන අර Word software එකක වගේ we can use all these things like bold, italic, underline, strike through, the alignment, the some formats, right? The paragraphs, right? And the tables, right? And the text colors, right? We can use all those things, right? List, the numbered list, the ordered list, right? Unordered list. You can use those things. Pictures, right? So we can create it very easily, right? When you are having the idea how you are going to create this, you can do it. And again, you can use a lot of there are things called plugins which help us to create some features very effectively, right? මං plugin එකක් පාවිච්චි කරලා තමයි මේ gallery එක maintain කරන්නේ වගේ, right? So this gallery is having a video like the presentation software. So like slideshow එකක් යන විදිහට ඒක පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? So like this, right? So it will be it will help me to like have the things, right? So likewise we can have many different facilities when we are having the hosting service, and this is not a must for the hosting. Hosting වලදී කරන්නේ අපිට server space එකක් දෙන එක විතරයි. This is an additional facility that is given by the hosting place. And again, almost every hosting service provider is providing this kind of facilities, because it is a must for a person who is maintaining a web page, right? So now if I need to do any changes, right, in here, right? So I actually need to do the changes regarding this topic. So now you can see here in the home, it is saying A-level 2022 concepts of ICT and number system is the topic. So I need to change it. Now we are carrying out the unit. We recently start unit 5. No, the unit 4th one, the 4th unit, which is the logic gates. right? So I have changed it, right? And even in here, I have started the 6th lesson, which is the computer networks. Right. So now I have done some changes and I have to save it. So I'm saving it. So once I saved it, in my home page, it's not been changed. Tamatini unit 1 and 3. So I have to refresh it like you do in the HTML. Right. Then it gets changed. Right. Right. ළමයි මට විනාඩියක් දෙන්න. Right. So that is the nature, or like that is how we are going to like have a server space and going to maintain a website, right? So I logged out from this particular place. Yeah, I have to close it first. All right. So back to the lesson. So we had the concept, we designed the HTML pages, we purchased a domain name, and we host it, right? So in the hosting, we have to do the uploading, or like now, like I showed to you, I can create my web pages inside the inside the server space, like the hosting space, or else I can create my web pages separately. Then I can upload those web pages into my server, right? So which is going to show the same pages in the server as you show it in my server, right? The only difference is you are made it on your computer, then you carried it to the hosting. Upload කරන එක එක හරියට අපි අපේ social media page එකකට එහෙමත් නැත්නම් YouTube එකට වීඩියෝ එකක් අප්ලෝඩ් කරනවා හා සමානයි, right? Then of course we have to test it, right? So like before we launch it, we can do the testing part, right? Whether everything is okay, this and that is in the correct order, we can go and see. Then we can host it or we can publish it, and what we have to do is then we have to update it and manage it. So what I have done with you is the updation for my website, right? So same thing happens, right? Take the modifications and again the same cycle is going to go, right? The concept is there, the designing will be happen. We don't need to take the domain name again and again, right? So we only need to update it and maintain it, right? People, did you got the idea what we are doing over here? Right, great. How about others? Yes, everyone. Only 2 of you have responded me. So how about others? Right, right, okay. All right. Other people, what's going on? Okay. All right. Response are getting a little bit slower. Right. Okay. So we'll move to the lesson. So when we got a topic again, we'll come to we'll come here and discuss the other parts as well. So here what they are asking is which of the following is not essential to host a website. So we talk about the servers, we talk about the domain name. So indirectly we need an IP address. Domain name එක කියලා කියන්නේ අපිට domain name එක ගන්නකොට IP address එකක් automatically assign වෙනවා. Right? Why we are having a domain name? Because to get remember like a name. But computers cannot understand that. Computers can understand the IP addresses only when they are communicating over a network, right? So IP address is a must. It is provided to you when you are purchasing the domain name. Actually, it's not given to you, but the DNS systems will get informed. Okay, there is a new domain name called such, something like this. So it belongs to this particular IP address. And website content, we need that, but we don't need a web browser to host a website. To access a website, we need a web browser. So for 22, it's the first one is the answer. Okay, moving to the 25th. Right? The 25th one is saying which of the following is appear in cell C3 if the formula count A1 colon B3 is entered to cell C3. So cell C3 is this particular place, right? So the area that they are talking about is from A1 to B3. So it is from, hold on, let me change this into the touch mode, yes. Right, so this is the place that you need to write the formula, and the reference area is this, A1 to B3. So as you know, count function will count only the values which is inside the cells. So there are 5 values inside it. So your count is going to give you 5 as the answer. Right, so 25th, it's the fifth answer, sorry, the third answer, which has 5 as the value. So remember that it is a special thing in the Excel. Count only counts the values. The method A akurati, but still you are going to get the answer 5. Right? Akurati and count it counts only the values. Right, then 26th, the cell A3 contains the formula sum $A1 colon A2. So A3 means this. This contains $A1 colon A2 inside the sum function. Which of the following will appear in cell B3 if the formula is copied to cell B3? So cell B3 is the next one, which is the empty cell. Right? මෙයාට copy කරොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? Now, how we are going to copy it? We are going to copy along the row. So when you are copying along the row numbers will not get affected because it is the same row that we are going to copy, but the column headers will get affected. Since you are having $mark at the left side of the first cell reference, that cell reference is not going to change. So once you copy this, it's going to be equal sum. $A is going to be as it is. 1 is not going to change anyway since you are copying it along the row. And this next A is going to change into B, and 2 will be there as it is. So the formula that you can find in here is going to be equal sum $A1 colon B2. So which is asking you to add up the things which is from A1 to B2. That means these particular things. right? So as you can see, it has 1, 2, 4, and 5. So it's going to be 12. Fourth one is going to be your answer, right? Let's check the answer. 26th. Yeah, fourth one is the answer, right? Okay, people, did you got that? Right. Others? All right, good. Okay, great. So moving to the 27th one. What tool in electronic presentation software can be used to change the style of a slide from style 1 to style 2? Yeah, so now this is regarding the layouts, right? කොහොමද අපේ slide එක arrange වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කියන එක text area කොහෙද මොන මොන තැන්වලද අපිට ඒව පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. So this is talking about the layout. So it is the slide layout, right? Not the slide designing. Slide designing will give you some artistic effects to the slides. The part of designs right? Slide sorter will show you all the slides with the contents, right? The slides that you have created, then you can arrange it here and there. And slide view is just giving you the view of the view that you are getting when you are designing it. That is what you call the slide view, right? So it's a slide layout in 27th. Moving to the 29th, and it says, which of the following shows data transfer speed of secondary storage device arranged in ascending order? So secondary storage device, they are asking the ascending order. So the slowest one, or the data transfer, the device which has the slowest data transfer speed should be at the first. Then it goes to the it is going to get increased. Now solid state hard drive, which we are going to consider as a fastest way of accessing the data, so it is going to be a faster one, right? So here the solid state hard drive is at the first and floppy disk is later. So it is wrong because this has a higher number, or like this is very fast, and comparing to a floppy disk. Floppy disk is floppy disk is having a small data transfer speed, right? Or a slow, it is slow comparatively to the SSD, solid state hard drive. So first one is wrong. In the very same way, fourth one can be taken as a wrong one. So what is from second and third? So both are starting from floppy disk drive. Then magnetic hard drive is there. So like when it comes to the hard drives are much speed than the DVD drive, right? මොකද DVD drive එකක් read කරන්න යන වෙලාවට වඩා ඉක්මනට අපිට hard drive එක read කරගන්න පුළුවන්. So much appropriate answer is the floppy disk come first, DVD drive comes second, magnetic hard drive come third, and solid states come fourth. So the third one is going to be the answer. Let's check it for 29. Yeah, it's the third one is the answer, right? Okay, the 30th. Consider the following statement. Optical fiber cables provide faster data transfer rate than other copper cables. It is because optical fiber use the light to transfer the data. So it is the maximum speed that we can find, right? So this is correct. Copper cables provide faster data transfer rate than the optical fiber. So definitely this is going to be a wrong one. Copper cables are more expensive than optical fiber cables. No, it is the other way, right? Fiber optic cables or optical fiber cables are much expensive because the technology is higher, right? So this is wrong again. So the answer is going to be A only, the first one, right? For 30th, it's the first one. Okay, so moving forward to the 31st. Yeah, 31st is saying, consider the following statement. A student obtains, now what they're asking is, which of the above use the information and communication technology effectively? Yeah, now this is this is little bit controversial, right? The first one says a student obtained medical advices from a doctor by contacting him over the telephone. Right now, in here, the telephone means the traditional telephone, right? So like only the voice, which is not a good way, right? But nowadays we are contacting the doctor through a mobile using a video conference tool, which is a very famous way of contacting a doctor now, right? So first one is wrong because it's a telephone which has only the verbal communicating, right? So the first one can be taken as a wrong one. Second one, an automated system based on the humidity and temperature release water to plant in a greenhouse. Definitely use of ICT when we are talking about the application of ICT in agricultural sector. We talk about the greenhouses and automating the things. Third one, a teacher purchased a book which is not available in Sri Lanka from online bookshop. Definitely purchasing part regarding the e-commerce, right? Electronic commerce. So again, it is correct. So B and C is correct. So you can go for third answer as the correct answer. Right, 34th. Consider the following four numbers presented in different number system. Yeah, which of the following statement is true regarding the above numbers? So we cannot guess these things directly, so we have to go for the calculations. So let's go for the calculations quickly. So the most easiest way is converting the binary one into the octal and hexadecimal, right? So then you can see whether those things are equal or not, right? So what you are having is 1 1 1 1 0 0 1 1. So to convert this into the octal, we have to divide this number into the group of threes. So each and every group is considered as a binary value and converted into its equivalent decimal. So these are taking the place value of 1, 2, and 4, and this only takes 1 and 2 only, which gives us the octal value 3 in here, 6 in here, and 3 in here, 363 in octal. So it is given 363 in octal, so definitely those two are equal. And if we quickly convert this into the hexadecimal, so it is for hexadecimal we are creating the groups which create 4 bits, right? So we are creating the groups from our right hand side. So we count 1 2 3 4 and write the margin. So the place values are going to be 1 2 4 and 8, and here again it's 1 2 4 and 8. So according to this, the answers are going to be 3 over here. This is going to give you 15. So 15 means F. So your final answer is F316 in hexadecimal, which is there as well. But still we can't go for the answer. So definitely the first one is wrong. F3 is the largest one. No, there are what the equal things are there. 363 is the smaller than the other three numbers. No, they are equal. So those two options are gone. 4 numbers are equal to each other. Still don't know. We didn't check the 243. 4 numbers are not equal to each other. Still we don't know. We have to check for the 243. So let's convert this binary value into a decimal value quickly. There are many ways of doing it, right? So either you can convert that what you call the decimal into the binary and see whether it is taking this particular format. So in my case, I'm going to turn it. So these are having the place values 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So from this, you are going to have the addition of saying 243, right? So that means you have to add, what are the things that you are going to add? 124 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 and 1. Then මෙහෙම එකක් එකතු කරන්නාම you can go for things like this. 121 and 32 can be added very easily, right? 120 plus 30 is 158 plus 2 is 10, so it will give you 160. And you can add 64 and 16, right? So 4 plus 6 is give 70 plus 10 will give you an 80. So this gives you 240 and this gives you a 3. So it is 243. So everything is equal to each other. So your answer is going to be the third one. Right. So moving to the 36th. Consider the following Pascal program. What is the correct output when the above program is executed? So you have to hand trace this, right? So let's hand trace. It says program repetition, input output, that is the program name, and variable x is given, defined in the integer manner. So like in the integer data type. So we are going to find a variable called x. And in the begin, after the begin, x is assigned with 1. So x is given the value 1. And they use a repeat until structure. So you know in the repeat until structure, the condition, this is the condition, should be a false one to iterate. So very first time this will happen, this will happen. Then after condition will be checked. So if it is false, again, these two are going to happen. And still it is false, again, these two are going to happen. So it is due to the falseness, right? So let's see whether it's going to happen. So it says repeat, write x. Write x means you are going to have an output. So 1 is written, right? And people remember they are talking about write, not write ln. Write ln will write a word, then move your cursor to the next line. Write will not. So definitely, if it repeats, the third one is not going to be the answer. For that, we need a write ln, right? So they are asking us to like increase x by 1 in the next line. So we write it, we increase x by 1. So x is 2. Then we are checking the condition. They are asking x is equals to 3, whether x is equals to 3, right? So x is not equals to 3. So you are going to the top again. Right? Then what is happening is, people, just a second. I think this got a syntax error. Hold on. I'm mixing up the things with the Python, the A-level stuff. It is not double equal signs, neither. Let me see. No, it is not. In Python, they use 2 equals. So that's what I was mixing up. All right, then x is not equals to 3. So goes again and doing the writing thing. So write x. So 2 will be written. X is increment by 1. So it's going to be 3 again. And here it is asking whether x is equals to 3. Now it is equals to 3. Right? So since it is equals to 3, the condition is true, so repetition stops. So your output is going to be 1 and 2, not in this manner, but in this manner, because it says the right. Right? So for the 36th, it's going to be second answer. Terunada, give me a confirmation. Right, great. Okay, so moving to the 37th, consider the following pseudocode with label X to calculate the sum of numbers from 1 to 100. Yes. So they're asking what should be there in the X. So again, they are talking about a repeat until thing. So we know the condition should be a false one to have the repetitions. So the purpose of this program is adding up the things, adding up the numbers from 1 to 100, right? So that means your answer is going to be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus something, something, something until the 100. So that's this particular addition is going to give you the answer. But in our program, they have used this sum variable and the num variable at the beginning, right? So sum is going to be 0 as well as num. Then in the repeat until column, repeat until structure, they have said increase num by 1. So here we are increasing num by 1, right? Then they say add num to the sum. So 0 plus 1 will be 1. So sum will be replaced. And here you have to check the condition. Now this condition should be a false one to continue this addition, right? So if we consider the very first condition, num less than 100, num less than 100. So for the moment, num is 1 less than 100. So this gives you a true. True means it's not going to continue. So first one cannot be the answer because of true. So it is going to end the session by that point. So in the very same way, num less than or equal 100. So still if we write num less than or equals 100, 1 is less than or equal 100. So once they comparing, 1 is less than 100. So again, it is giving us the value true. So not going to happen. And the third one is num larger than 100. So here num is 1 larger than 300, which is false. So it continues, as well as the fourth one. Num is larger than or equal 100. So 1 is larger than or equal 100, not larger than, not equal. So it is false. It continues. Right, so third one and the fourth one can be the correct answers. Okay. Good morning. Right, okay. Then, so that means it's going to be third one or the fourth one as the answer, right? So now we have to figure out which one is going to be the answer. Is it the third or the fourth? So how we are going to figure out that? So we have to think about the process of adding these things until the 100. So how these things are going to add according to the algorithm. So like by considering this process, if you consider this process, it's going to be something like that, this neighbor, 0 1 ekatu vena. So it's going to be 1 at the very first iteration. In the second iteration, 1 plus 2 will happen. So it's going to be 3. In the third iteration, 3 plus 3 happens. It's going to be 6. The fourth iteration, 6 plus 4 is happens, and 10 is going to be. And how this is going to happen? So this is what you call the sum, and this is what you call the previous sum, or the sum at your right side in your equation, and this is going to be the num. Right, so these equations write the other way around, sum equals sum plus num. So it is always adding the num into the existing sum with the existing sum, and will provide a new sum. Right, so later this 1 is taken to write over here, and this 3 is taken to write over here. Right, so that is the way the calculation happens. So you can see num is going to increase. This one is going to increase with the iteration one after the other. Right, one by one. Right, so that means at somewhere of your calculation, right, at some point of your calculation, there should be some existing total is getting added with the 100. I'm going to use another color, otherwise you will get mix up with these things. Right, so at some point there will be some total adding with 100 will give some total for us. Once we done this thing, once we add 100 into the existing total, our iteration should stop. මොකද අපි මේක කරන්නේ එකේ ඉඳලා 100ට එකතු කරන එක නේද? So that means you have to stop the iteration when you are having 100 for what? To the num. When the num variable has 100, you have to stop. So now think, will third one stop the iteration when num is 100? So what's happened when num is 100? So num larger than 100. Now this will be having 100 larger than 100. Is this true? No, it is false. So it will help you to iterate again. We don't need that. We don't need to iterate after 100. What about this place? Num larger than or equals to 100. When num become 100, these conditions become true. It is not larger, but it is equals. So this becomes true. That means this stops the iteration. So then this one is going to be the correct condition. So the fourth one can be taken as the correct answer. People, did you got this? Right. Great. Yeah. Danindu, did you got the position which you got incorrect, Puta? So the answer for the answer for the 37th in the marking scheme, yeah, it says 4. Right. Okay, moving forward. Hello. Okay. Right, sorry for the disturbance. We are moving to the 38th question, right? So moving to the 38, where is this 38? Oh, it's right over here. Yeah, it's a flow chart. And 38 is asking which of the following correctly represents the label P and Q in the flow chart respectively. So this says start, input the N, and minimum is N and count is 1, right? So they are asking about the P and Qs. So this says, the question says, the following flow chart is designed to find the smallest number from any 10 numbers. Numbers the high dunna making aduma එකena හොයාගන්නයි හදන්නේ, right? So input N will get input something like that particular number will be considered as the minimum number from this statement. නේද? පළවෙනියටම දෙන number එක minimum number කියලා ඒගොල්ලෝ assign කරගෙන තියෙනවා, right? So min will be having something, right? And before that we are going to input the N, right? And there is another one called count. So they are saying smallest number from any 10 numbers. So they have to count whether they have given 10 numbers or not, right? So when we are having 10 numbers, we have to stop it, right? So count is starting from 1. They have given something to N. So let's assume we have given 10 to the N at the very first point. Then min will become 10 as well. Then count will become 1. Then it is asking whether count is less than 10. It is, yes. So then move forward. Then they are asking another input for N. So then after 10, we are going to give 12. So then they are going to check whether N is less than min. N is 12, 10, min is 10. It is not less than, so it is goes on the no path and count increments to 2. Then it is checking whether count is less than 10. It is still yes. Then they are asking for another number, input N. So we are giving 6. And N will be checked whether it is less than the minimum. Now it is less than the minimum number. N is 6, min is 10. So 6 is less than 10. So we are going to go on the yes path. So in the yes path is the question that we are getting. So what is for Q? So when you find something less than minimum, you should convert that particular number to the minimum. Minimum. So here you have to say what? Assign min with the N, right? So Q is going to be this particular process, right? You are going to assign N to the min. So now it's going to be either first one or the third one, not the second one, not the fourth one, right? So P is somewhere like beyond the or like outside the loop. Right? So then it stops. Then before we stop our program, we have to output the minimum number, which means the variable, the value which holds with the min variable. So the very simple thing is output min. You have to output the minimum. So that gives you the conclusion. Your answer is going to be the first one. P is going to be output min. Q is going to be min equals N. Right. People, did you got this? Right. Okay. So moving to the 39 and 40th quickly. Which of the following statement is correct related to the control structure given in the flow chart? Yeah. So they say whether they ask in selection is inside the repetition or repetition is inside the selection. How we are going to figure this out? You can see there are two conditions. So conditions means those are going to be either the selections or the repetitions. So how we are going to find out a selection. That is very easy. Selection is going to go on two separate ways and then going to meet on a common line again. So this particular condition is acting as a selection because it goes on here, goes on there, and meet up on the common line. So this is going to be a selection. How we are going to recognize the iteration? Iterative condition on one particular path, right? Condition එක path එකකින් iteration එක නතර කරනවා. Right now, this path will help to the iteration, and this will stop the iteration. The condition which stops the iteration is the iterating condition, right? So this is taken as the iteration. So what's happened here? Along the iteration path, because this particular entire thing is an iteration, we can find a selection inside it, right? So it is going to be a selection inside the repetition. So selection occurs within repetition. First one is going to be the answer. Yes, the 40th one, we have to hand trace it. Let's hand trace it quickly. So we have a count and its value is 0. And it's a repeat until structure that we are finding. So you know, until condition should be a false to iterate, right? So they said repeat, then display hello. So I'm going to display hello over here. So this is the display. And count equal count plus 1. So count become 1. They are asking count is larger than 4. Now 1 is larger than 4. False. Goes again. Put hello. Count will be increment by 1, 2. Now here they are asking the question whether 2 is larger than 4. Still not. False means iterating again. So hello prints. Count will be increment to 3. Now 3 larger than 4. Still false. Again count. Again hello is printed, and count will get increased by 1. So now it is 4. 4 is larger than 4. Still the answer is no. So again, hello get printed, count will be increased. Now 5 is over there. Now 5 is larger than 4. So it is true. So it exits from until to the while. So while is another repetition condition which allows you to repeat due to the correctness or like due to the true value regarding this condition. So condition is asking count is larger than 4. So count is 5 is larger than 4. It is true. If it is true, they are going to execute these two things. So it displays hello again, and count will be reduced by 1. So count becomes 4. And since it is at the end of the while, it goes back to the condition and check the condition is correct or not. Now it is checking whether 4 is larger than 4, which is not, which is a false. So you are going to end the while. So that means you are going to display the hello word like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So the third one is going to be your answer. Right, people, that concludes the 2016 MCQ paper. Do you got any questions, or is it clear to everyone? Right, okay. So I'm going to stop the session from this point. So next week we are going to discuss the second part of the 2016. So get ready, as well as if it over, we are going to go to the 2017 2015 MCQ paper as well, right? All right, people. So have a nice weekend. Be safe, right? We are going to meet on next Saturday for the same time, right? Okay. Thank you very much. Right. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay. Okay.